Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. This morning when I was coming into work, and I think it's appropriate to mention this today, I think there's probably many at the Sheriff's Office and certainly a lot of folks in our community. I always find it kind of odd, I guess is the best way to describe it, how tragedies that occur in other parts of our nation or in other parts of the world that actually touch those of us here at home. And so when I was coming in this morning, I had a chance to speak with Miss Brenda Tillman, who works for our facilities group at the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. And she informed me that just this last month in March, there's an organization which is the Medal of Honor Society in the United States. And there are over 70 living recipients of the Congressional Medal of Honor. This group gets together every year and recognizes citizens for acts of heroism in the United States. Of course, they don't award them a Congressional Medal of Honor. They're not empowered to do that. But they recognize individuals in our country who have gone above and beyond and in many ways performed acts of bravery that they had performed before their receipt of that medal. And so Miss Brenda Tillman had a nephew, and her nephew's name was Aaron Feist. And some of you may recall Coach Feist at the Marjorie Stoneman shooting was one of the faculty at that particular school that gave his life to save students as they were attempting to evacuate during the shooting there. And so we're proud to announce, but also sadly to announce, that Coach Aaron Feist was one of the recipients of the Congressional Medal of Honor Society, and that was presented to his family, his wife and son, in March of this year. And so with that, again, Brenda, our heartfelt sorrow we share with you and your family, but also we are also heartened by the fact that Coach Feist was also recognized for his above and beyond call of duty and the heroism that he exhibited during that day. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start our quarterly award ceremony for the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. I'll begin by personally apologizing to Sergeant Tim Edmondson. Tim, would you please come forward? Tim was supposed to have been recognized at our last quarterly awards, and unfortunately his name did not make it on the list. And so we didn't appropriately recognize Sergeant Edmondson. So Tim, thank you very much for being here again this day. Also, please come forward Senior Deputy Melissa Ann Lee, who was promoted from Senior Deputy to Sergeant. Deputy First Class Pamela Dawn Veltkamp, also promoted to Sergeant. Stephanie Marie Schmidt, promoted from Criminal Records Technician to Criminal Records Technician 1. All right, we'll do the showbiz part here. We'll get our photos out of the way. Okay. Did Sergeant Wiggins make it today? No? Okay, the following employees are receiving a life-saving medal: Deputy First Class Jeff Moses and Deputy Brian Garino. On 12/17 of 2018, Deputy First Class Jeff Moses and Deputy Brian Garino responded to Sanchez Lane in reference to a cardiac arrest. Deputies Moses and Garino observed family members giving CPR to an unresponsive adult female on a bed with no pulse. The AED was hooked up and CPR was administered until EMS arrived. Deputy Moses and Garino continued to take turns with EMS personnel administering CPR, and a pulse was finally reestablished. Due to the actions of Deputy First Class Jeff Moses and Deputy Brian Garino, they are awarded the Life-Saving Medal on April the 3rd, 2019. The following employees are receiving a life-saving medal: Master Deputy Rufus Jackson, Senior Deputy Ty Bruton, and Deputy First Class Eric Anderson. And Ty, I believe you're going to receive the medal for Jackson and Anderson?
Yes.
Today. Okay. On 11/23 of 2018, Master Deputy Rufus Jackson, Senior Deputy Ty Bruton, and Deputy First Class Eric Anderson responded to an address on State Line Road in reference to a cardiac arrest. A male victim was observed laying on the ground and 2 civilians were attempting CPR. Deputies Jackson, Bruton, and Anderson took over administering the CPR, and life flight arrived and the victim was flown to Baptist Hospital and made a full recovery. Due to the actions of Master Deputy Rufus Jackson, Senior Deputy Ty Bruton, and Deputy First Class Eric Anderson, they are awarded the Life-Saving Medal on April the 3rd, 2019. The following employees are receiving a life-saving medal: Sergeant Cedric Johnson and Senior Deputy John Watkins. Sergeant Cedric Johnson and Senior Deputy John Watkins responded on December the 7th, 2018 to a shooting at Oakland Terrace Apartments. A male was suffering from a gunshot wound to his upper thigh, which caused arterial bleeding, and the shooter was still in the area. Due to the victim bleeding out, Sergeant Johnson and Deputy Watkins applied a tourniquet and with direct pressure on the victim's thigh, enabled them to keep him alive until medical services arrived. The victim was trauma alerted to Baptist Hospital. Due to the actions of Sergeant Cedric Johnson and Senior Deputy John Watkins, they are awarded the Life-Saving Medal on April the 3rd of 2019. The following employees are receiving a commendation medal: Senior Deputy Jeff Gardner and Deputy Miguel Phelan III. During the months of December 2018 and January of 2019, Deputies Mike Phelan and Jeff Gardner worked 2 separate fraud cases. In one case, a credit card had been stolen from the mail and was used fraudulently, and in the other case, checks had been stolen from residential mailboxes and cashed fraudulently. In both cases, Deputies Phelan and Gardner conducted an investigation above and beyond what is expected of an initial responding patrol officer. Both deputies worked together diligently to locate witnesses and suspects and to conduct interviews of people both in the field and in the jail. They obtained confessions and valuable witness statements. They contacted banks and businesses to obtain surveillance photos and video. Ultimately, 2 suspects were charged and the vehicle was seized in the check theft case, and in the credit card fraud case, 2 suspects were charged and stolen property was recovered. As an added bonus, their investigations led to encounter with Christopher Pennicuff, a fugitive wanted in Escambia County, and Tabitha Benton, a fugitive wanted in Okaloosa County, and both were arrested. Due to the actions of Senior Deputy Jeff Gardner and Deputy Miguel Phelan III, they are awarded the Commendation Medal on April the 3rd of 2019. The following employee is receiving an Achievement Medal: Crime Scene Technician Colleen Burt. On December the 12th of 2018, Crime Scene Technician Colleen Burt completed and received a diploma from Michigan State University for a degree of Master of Science in Law Enforcement Intelligence and Analysis. In recognition of this singular achievement, Colleen Burt is awarded the Achievement Medal on April the 3rd, 2019. The following employee is receiving the Law Enforcement Employee of the Quarter and a Commendation Medal, awarded to Miss Lisa Parrish. Lisa brought her family with her today, so. Lisa Parrish, over the short time she has been employed with the Escambia County Sheriff's Office, has been very productive and motivated to enhance the public service mission. On one of the ideas she had was a food drive called Giving Hope. This program was aimed at families in the Escambia County area who needed food assistance at Thanksgiving. Ms. Parrish headed this program and identified families who could use this assistance. She partnered with several local schools who selected those children and their families who would most benefit. She had the task of gathering the food and forming a plan to deliver the meals or arrange for the recipients to come to the sheriff's office to pick up the food. This was done with a great deal of compassion and professionalism, making it a tremendous success, feeding over 189 people. Due to the actions of Lisa Parrish, she is our law enforcement employee of the quarter and the recipient of our commendation medal on April the 3rd of 2019. Our Law Enforcement Employee of the Year is awarded to Crime Scene Technician Lacey Oden. From 2016 to the present, Crime Scene Technician Lacey Oden has taken on numerous tasks, volunteering to assist the Escambia County Sheriff's Office Training Division with instructions in first aid for sworn and civilian personnel and assisting with the Citizens Law Enforcement class. She has taken a leading role in the community outreach as it pertains to community services crime scene presentation request. Ms. Oden has worked on researching and writing a grant proposal for a new DNA data forensic system while still attending to her assigned duties. This DNA system, known as ANDY, Rapid DNA, will provide presumptive DNA results for investigative leads within 70 minutes. Ms. Oden displays great leadership qualities and is willing to assist her fellow co-workers with training. Lacey Oden, I commend your attitude and your efforts, and through your selfless dedication, you are an example to us all. You are therefore hereby designated our Law Enforcement Employee of the Year on April the 3rd, 2019. Our Law Enforcement Officer of the Year is awarded to Deputy Kyle Haver. Deputy Haver has been a member of the High Intensity Patrol, or HIP unit, since its inception and has put forth tremendous effort and time to investigate incidents the unit has been involved in. Two specific cases come to mind. First is the case involving Danny Parrish and Ambrosia Adams from Tennessee. This couple came to Pensacola and in a period of 5 days committed multiple vehicle burglaries that led to multiple credit card related crimes. Within 24 hours of the first crime, Deputy Haver located video, got the information to the intel unit, who provided the suspect and vehicle information to local law enforcement. Through the following days, there was a response to several other incidents involving these suspects, which required several follow-ups. More video was obtained, which confirmed initial suspicions. Finally, patrol units were able to locate and detain the suspects, and Deputy Haver responded and ultimately obtained a confession from one suspect. The second incident was a shooting at Wedgwood Community Center. During this incident, the HIP unit was monitoring the party, which consisted of approximately 400 people. At one point, multiple shots were fired from at least 8 different shooters, leaving 2 people shot. Deputy Haver, without regard to his own safety, ran toward the shooting through the crowd, just missing the suspects, who entered the vehicle in a matter of seconds. The shooting and all of Haver's efforts were caught on camera. Through viewing the video and prior cases the HIP unit was involved in, 5 of 8 shooters were identified. Warrants were applied for and they were arrested. Deputy Haver was able to obtain confessions from 4 suspects and recovered 2 guns used during the shooting. Deputy Haver has proven himself to be an asset to the HIP unit. Deputy Haver is hereby selected as our Law Enforcement Deputy of the Year on April the 3rd of 2019. I would like Major Ingram to come forward. Is he still here, or did he step out? Major Ingram and Anita, come forward. This is a husband and wife team here at the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. You notice they both share the last name. And the reason why I wanted David and Anita to come forward is a lot of times we attend these ceremonies and we don't really give a lot of thought to, how they kind of materialize. Well, I will tell you that we're lucky to have these two as our team at Escambia County, and all of the awards recipient information that you see that's presented here, to include all of the refreshments that are gotten together, getting the write-ups and setting on the boards that select the recipients, are headed up by Miss Anita Ingram, who is also my administrative assistant. So today I wanted to take just a moment And Anita, we don't do this often enough at the Sheriff's Office, but I wanted to tell you how personally proud I am of you, and thank you so much for all the efforts that you put forward. And David, for you being her husband and putting up with her. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes all of our ceremony today. We ask that you please stay and have some refreshments.